Welcome to the highlights of Stage 11 here on GCN Racing. But before we get to today, let's have a quick look back at Stage 10, where after a ferocious run-in towards the finish, it was a victory for Jumbo-Visma's Wout van Aert in his first Tour de France, just edging out Elia Viviani for the stage win on a run-in where many saw their general classification hopes go up in smoke. Julian Alaphilippe retained the Maillot Jaune as race leader. After that welcome rest day, the race would roll out of Albi for a 167-kilometre stage. Just one Category 3 climb, the Côte de Tonac, one Cat 4, the Côte de Castelnau de Montmirail, and the intermediate sprint at Gelac awaited the riders before the run to Toulouse. Alaphilippe looking resplendent in the Maillot Jaune as they headed out of Albi. A breakaway group going clear early on in the stage with 167 kilometres to go. The riders no danger in the general classification. Lilian Calmejean of Total Direct Energy, Anthony Perez and Stefan Rossetto of Cofidis, and Amy de Ghent of Awanti Group Gobert. The highest placed rider was Calmejean at 1 hour 16 minutes and 15 seconds. Over the top of the Côte de Tonac, it was Perez that took the points ahead of de Ghent. The bunch behind were being defended by De Koning Quickstep, Jumbo-Visma, Bora Hansgrohe and Lotto Soudal. Onto the Cat 4 climb of the Côte de Castelnau du Montmirail. It was Perez that swept up the only point on offer over the top of the Category 4 climb. They were being controlled nicely by Thomas de Ghent and Tony Martin on the front as they hit the sprint at Gelac at 80 kilometres covered. It was Perez that outsprinted de Ghent and Calmejean, while behind Viviani took the points ahead of Sagan and Colbrelli, with many of the sprinters looking to try and wake up their legs after the rest day. Inside 50 kilometres to go, and with the gap sitting at 1 minute, it was looking very much like a day for the sprinters. Jumbo-Visma had Dylan Groenewegen poised and ready. At the head of the race, though, they were still dedicated to try and stay clear to the finish, while Julian Alaphilippe was very vigilant at the front. A crash with 31 kilometres to go. Nicky Terpstra the worst off, but the crash delayed both Richie Porte and Nairo Quintana. Porte had lost time in the crosswind splits on stage 10 for Quintana. He had gone into the stage in 8th overall, 2 minutes and 4 seconds down. Unfortunately for Terpstra, he would play no further part in this year's Tour de France. Giulio Ciccone of Trek Segafredo was at his team car. He would also lose time. He had gone into the stage 3rd in both the King of the Mountains and the Best Young Riders competition. The gap was coming down all the time as they headed towards 10 kilometres to go. It was Amy de Ghent of Wanty Group Gobert chasing after the combativity prize. Decided to go alone with just a 25 seconds gap over the peloton. Stefan Rossetto was not a happy bunny with the Wanty Group Gobert rider and showed his frustration. He would have been hoping to keep the breakaway together for just a little bit longer. Unfortunately for Caleb Ewan, a crash inside 10k to go took out Jasper de Boist, who took a manoeuvre into the ditch. Caleb Ewan, though, would make his way back to the peloton. 4.6k to go, and it was all over for de Ghent. And with very few opportunities now between here and Paris, it was going to be a bunch sprint. The yellow jerseys of Jumbo-Visma very much to the front. Dimension Data tried to bring through Edvald Boasson-Hagen on the technical finish. Boasson-Hagen just losing his wheel inside 500 metres to go. Turnison was doing a phenomenal lead out for Groenewegen with Caleb Ewan, Elia Viviani. Bonifacio on the wheels with Sagan looking good in the green jersey. Groenewegen came off perfectly the wheel of his teammate. Ewan latched onto him. As they headed towards the finish, it was the pocket rocket Aussie and the Dutchman that threw their bikes at the line, with Caleb Ewan taking his first stage victory in the Tour de France and joining that exclusive club that's won stages in all 3 Grand Tours. Ewan takes it from Groenewegen and Viviani, with Sagan in 4th. Julien Alaphilippe still in the maillot jaune as race leader. He still holds that 1 minute and 12 second advantage, with Egan Bernal third at 1:16. Unfortunately for Ciccone, he now drops out the top 10, with Thibaut Pinot moving up to 10th. The mountains await on stage 12 as we head from Toulouse to Bagnères de Bigorre, the Côte du Montelot, the Col de Peyrassaude, and the Category 1 climb of the Horquette de Oncisian, before that run down towards the finish.